Tim Weigel and Hub Arkush.
And hi, everybody. Welcome to Chicago Bears Weekly. I'm Tim Weigel along with Hub Arkush. Just when everybody was getting all excited about the Bears winning ways, along comes a very disappointing defeat to the Eagles last week, Hub. And I think it's certainly something the Bears can recover from, but you hate to look down the road and say, gee, that one really cost us.
Well, you hope that doesn't happen. You know, you're a young football team getting better. You're not good enough to just show up against anybody. But they did, and they lost, and hopefully they'll overcome that. We're going to take a quick look back at that one. More importantly, we're going to preview that big Tampa Bay game. They're going to win that one. Of course, we know that. Got a very special guest here. Your questions for our guest. So let's help you welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Terry Cousins.
Who this great audience is. These are the Illini North champion Lane Tech Indians, coached by Rich Rio, and they're here as part of our great studio audience. You know, Oprah doesn't have an audience.
No.
That's good. But Terry, I have to look now. You look like you fit in with these guys. You're about their size.
A lot of great players, you know, smaller guys, so I'm expecting to see great things out of these guys this year, you know.
Well, obviously they're expecting great things out of you guys, too, and so far it has been not a great season, but a very refreshing and exciting and promising season. How much did last week hurt you guys?
It hurt us a lot because we knew we were coming in the game. You know, it was a game that we were favored to beat, and we talked about it all the time, that we have to beat the teams that we were supposed to beat. And if we would have got that one, it would have been another NFC game that we won. You know, it wouldn't have been a division game, but it would have been an NFC game. And then, you know, maybe along the road, that would have cost us some home field advantage, you know, maybe trying to make that push towards the playoffs. So that was another game we could have won, and they could have looked at it, okay, they beat Philly.
But the important thing, obviously, is to tune it out now, because that doesn't do you any good to focus on it. You got to go ahead now.
Yeah, we got Tampa Bay coming up. They had a week off. You know, they had a week off, so we have to go down there. It's going to be hot. You know, we've been hydrating all week, getting our bodies ready, getting our minds ready, and it's going to be a task. You know, we're going to have to do a lot more defensively, you know, to help out, you know, with Cade, because he's coming along now, and we're going to have to fight the game. You know, we're going to have to go in there like we're going to shut those guys out, because it's going to be a defensive game.
Well, we've got an awful lot of exciting stuff ahead tonight. We're going to take a look ahead at that Tampa game, as Hub mentioned. The audience has got questions for you, and so we'll be right back with more on Chicago Bears Weekly right after this.
Chicago Bears Weekly is brought to you by Dodge Different. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
And we're back on Chicago Bears Weekly, and Hub and Terry, obviously last week, a case of a good half and a bad half. Maybe the first half was the worst half of the entire season for the Bears. How do you explain it? I know you guys were ready to play, but sometimes it just seemed like nothing was ticking.
Yeah, when we came in, we forced a turnover early in the game, and on the second series, when we came out again, we had another turnover. And, you know, when they made the call about the roughing the passer, it just kind of knocked the wind out of us a little bit, you know, because we had everything going in our favor. And, you know, indeed, we came out a little overconfident, a little bit, you know. They were a dangerous team, but we knew that we could contain them and control them. But I think we came out a little overconfident, a little flat in the beginning, and didn't be aggressive when we had the chance to.
Well, Terry, I'm sure you saw enough game film last Monday as a part of the format here. We take a quick look back, and things kind of broke down from the get-go, really, for you guys. It was not good when Walt Harris, that dreaded double fake, double move. I know you can talk about it better than I can, but Walt did on a short move, and Dietrich Gels got behind him. Suddenly you're down, and the one thing you didn't want to do to Cade McNown was make him play from behind. Now, Macy Brooks falls down here, but let's be honest, folks, that's a bad throw whether Macy falls down or not. Macy's turning in, that ball's to the sideline. Troy Vincent's been to Pro Bowls. He's going to pick that ball every time it's out there. And then on the very next possession, the defense makes a nice stand, holds him to a field goal, but then Cade comes back, he's marching the team, and he puts up a ball he shouldn't put up. The defender was at his feet. He's got to pull that one back down. That one's a pretty easy pick in the secondary, and you know, Tim, at that point, you're trailing 20-6.
Well, that's bad, Cade. This is good, Cade. Look at this. Throws off his back foot 80 yards from Marcus. And that is the kind of excitement he can bring to the Bears offense. Marcus Robinson had a terrific game, and he is really starting to bloom now. But this is what I think the key play of the game outside of the call on Jim Flanagan. Walt Harris had the ball right in his hands. If he makes that pick, he either scores or he sets the Bears up for what would have been a winning touchdown. And then this, too, when the Bears are trying to get the ball back and get some possession right at the top of your screen, Edgar Bennett just a little bit behind on that block. That's 15 yards. So instead of having the ball around midfield, it's all the way back deep in Bears territory. No chance to come back. All right, so enough of that stuff. Let's move on to the future now, the more positive stuff. And Terry, obviously, you guys must feel that the focus is refreshing this year. You've got a much different and better perspective on things.
Yeah, we love our coaching staff. Those guys are going to take our careers to the next level, you know. You start winning.
Mine too.
Yeah, sure too. You start winning more, you know, and you're going to see more of the Chicago Bears guys in the Pro Bowl. Teams are going to be in the, in the playoffs. You know, that's the goal that we're striving for. You know, like Coach Duran says, we want to be a championship team. And this is the race that we have to go through to be a championship team. And we have to win these games when we're supposed to win them.
You know, Terry, one thing seems to be happening is that you've got better athletes, you've got better players. Even in a disappointing game like Philadelphia, it was a big day for you. You're out there making plays. And, you know, Terry, you did it all, really. We're going to see, I don't see Terry go into the pile here. Now, that's Walt. Now, that's Walt. But now we're going to see Terry come out of the pile with the football. And so there's your fumble recovery as Terry's heading down the field. Now, they're marching down there, so you don't throw with that one. But then we're just a little further along in the game. We're going to see Charles Johnson on the sideline here. Now, Charles Johnson catches the ball, so Terry does the next best thing. He's going to come in here with that tomahawk. I'm sorry, it's going to be the next play. Knock that ball out of there. Unfortunately, falls right at his feet. You're not able to get on it. And then, of course, you've got the special teams aspect, too, Terry, where you're coming down on special teams. This is more of a saving tackle. You got to get them from behind, but you got to stop these guys. They're really all over the field making plays for you.
Yeah, it was just a day where, you know, you have to fit in your right spot. You know, we all have assignments on the field, and we're all responsible to do different things. And, you know, anywhere that I can help out, help this team win, just make a play, turn the favors, you know, for us. You know, just make things happen out there and give the ball back to our offense. You know, anything I can do, you know, I'm glad to do it.
Well, I hope you're getting ready to answer some questions. I hope you can do that. I know you can do that. And I know these guys have got some great ones, too. So the Lane Tech Indians go about 40 on 1 with Terry Cousins right after this. And we are back on Chicago Bears Weekly with Terry Cousins, cornerback, special team star. 5'9", 170 pounds, man. That just goes to show you, you don't have to be big to be a great player.
You don't.
Yeah. But we're going to go to the audience now with Hub and got some great questions from the audience.
We do, sir. Why don't you start by telling us who you are and where you're from, and your question for Terry.
Oh, my name is Paul Herman. I'm a teacher at Northridge Prep School. And my question is for Terry, who is the toughest player to tackle in the open field?
Oh, it will have to be Barry Sanders. We're going to go up against a guy, Ward Dunn. Exceptional athlete. You know, he's a quick change of direction guy. He's just like Barry Sanders. You know, I think by the time he finishes his career, you know, he'll have that same elusiveness and that same toughness that Barry did.
All right, Terry, we're right back here. You are?
I'm Jeff Herman. I'm a student at Northridge Prep School in Niles from 6th grade.
Okay.
My question is, when you cover a deep pass, do you look at the ball or the receiver?
Well, it depends on if we're playing press man, when we're right up on the guy, so it's going to happen quick. So at first we're looking at him, and then when we recognize that it's a deep pass, you know, then we start tending to look at the ball. You know, we're trying to play the ball because when it's in the air, you know, it's both of our balls. You know, so we got to go after the ball and get it like we're the receiver. So at first we're looking at the receiver, and then when we get our position, then we look at the ball.
All right, Terry, we're here with the big guys now. You are?
Baby Morales, Lane Tech, number 17. Why do teams keep picking on Walt Harris?
Okay, if you're in the National Football League, you know, it's like, I mean, people are going to go after you. Okay, if they see a tendency on tape and, you know, a certain move is working on you, it's just like a basketball player. If a certain move is working for you, you're going to do it every time if you can score, you know. And with Walt, he plays aggressive. And sometimes when, you know, they have to use double moves to get by Walt, you know. And, I mean, you know, it just typically, you know, typifies what kind of player he is. Somebody has to trick him to get by him. You know, a double move, it takes a lot of time. And, you know, we have to do our best to get, you know, to get the rush right and blitz right and just help out on the secondary, you know, because that's a long pass, you know, and it takes time to do. So, I mean, when somebody sees something that's working against you, they're going to keep doing it until you stop it. And, you know, he just has to stop that, you know, and get an interception on it and run it back for a touchdown, and they won't do it anymore.
All right, Terry, we're back with some of the younger guys now. You are?
I'm Michael Herman, Yeah, I'm sitting at Northridge Prep.
Is everyone at Northridge Prep named Herman? Is that part of the deal? I'm sorry, your question.
Is there a disadvantage in coming into the game only in a nickel situation?
No, it's not. It's not an advantage. I mean, from the sideline, you get to watch how guys run their route. You know, you get to see the situations. You get to know the call. So you're ready to go in the game. You're eager. I mean, you're not warmed up, but you know, we're NFL players. We get paid to do certain things, and I think it's an advantage to me when I go out there because I'm fresh, you know, and they're tired. So I use that as my advantage.
Terry, we're going to try and get one more question in. You are?
Greg Kiernan, freshman at Northridge.
Okay.
And I was wondering, why would you major in retailing?
Is retail management, working with different retail corporations. You might want to work in front office. You might want to work in sales. You can do many different things. You work in marketing, advertising. So it's just not retail. You know, it's just not like a department store where you're stationary. You can work for a front office. You can work for and you know, you can be an accountant. I took different classes in college where I took accounting classes, marketing classes, business law classes. So it's a wide range of things that you can use in my degree. But, you know, the title is retail. So people really associate that with just basic retail business.
All right, well, we've got more coming from the Lane Tech Indian side, and we also have to take a quick look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we've got lots more ahead on Chicago Bears Weekly right after this. And we're back on Chicago Bears Weekly, looking ahead now to the Tampa Bay Bucs on Sunday Hub, a very tough and talented team, both offensively and defensively. Maybe a little disappointed, maybe a lot disappointed that they're 2-3. Extremely dangerous. Mike Allstott, the kid from Purdue and Joliet Catholic, one of the NFL's great power runners.
He is one of the great pure fullbacks in the league, Terry. You're going to see him coming at you. Now, really, he's just a Tom Thayer wannabe. He followed my buddy Tommy Thayer at Joliet Catholic, but he is probably the best pure fullback in the NFL right now. And the Bucs offense is revolving around Allstott because, quite frankly, they've had some trouble in the passing game. But when you've got a 260-pound fullback who can run like that, you don't mind letting it revolve around him. Now, here we're going to see Trent Dilfer hit Rydell Anthony. Real good receiver out of Florida. Dilfer struggles, though. That's the bottom line. For every pass he hits, he's going to throw a bad one. He seems indecisive back there. If he starts hitting passes on rhythm like that, he can give you a real hard time. And the change of pace. How about going to Warwick Dunn? You go from the 260-pound fullback to the 178-pound scat back. This guy will take you on in the open field, but what you don't want is him making moves out there because he is hard to catch. And then on the other side, you've got Jaquez Green here, another outstanding receiver. They get all the receivers from Florida for some reason, but they are mostly smaller, more elusive, quick guys that you're going to have to stick with.
Well, Hub, but we've been talking about this week after week. Kansas City, Seattle, Oakland, Minnesota, Pro Bowlers on all those defensive teams, and that certainly is true of the Tampa Bay Bucs. We start with Warren Sapp up front, and wow, what a great player he is. How much pressure will the Bucs put on Kay McDonald? Well, Sapp and Chidi Ahanotu are tied for the NFC lead with 6 sacks, 2 against Brett Favre, and the Packers snuffed out 2 Green Bay drives. So Warren Sapp is a sensational player. Derek Brooks is their most valuable player. 50 tackles already this year. A little small at 6 feet, 235, but he's cheetah quick and a Pro Bowler the last 2 years. And how about safety John Lynch, one of the hardest hitters in the NFL. 3 straight years, more than 100 tackles. Got 37 so far this year, and he's an adequate cover guy, too, as he shows here in the end zone against Green Bay. And then Hardy Nickerson, been in the league 13 years, and Hardy is hardly slowing down. He's the Bucs' all-time leading tackler. He's been to the Pro Bowl 3 straight years. Maybe he's lost a step, but Hub, I'm sure you'd agree, he more than makes up for that with savvy. So all the way down the line, you look at talented players in the Tampa team.
Lots of talent, a little bit of family, by the way. Of course, John Lynch, John Allred's brother-in-law. I'm sure John's going to get a little grief about that. But as you look at this offense, Terry, and you see those quicker wide receivers, you'll probably be in a fair amount of nickel during the course of the day. How do you want to take these guys on?
Well, hopefully, I hope we be in nickel most of the day because that, you know, that tells you that we're stopping the run. When those guys get in what they call 10 personnel, 1 receiver in the game, they have 3 tight ends and 1 back, and basically they're gonna test your manhood. You know, they're gonna go in there, they're gonna put All-Star in the backfield, and they're gonna see if you want to hit them.
Well, what a test. Yeah. You have 5'9" and 170 pounds Derek Cousins against what's All-Star, about 265 now?
265
but you know what? You won't back down.
No, I'll hit them.
I'm sure you will
I'll hit them. You know, it's a test for me, you know. You can't go in the game fearing that guy. I mean, you have to take it to him and let him know that you're going to hit him again. I mean, if he runs you over, you get back up and you hit him again.
Now, Terry, Tampa Bay comes here January 2nd. Clearly, that's going to be an edge for you guys. How much of a disadvantage is it for you guys to go down to hot and humid Tampa at this time of the year?